Dillian the Body Snatcher White here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Right, thank you very much to Kian for showing me this clip where Frank Warren, he spoke to, I think it was BT Sport, and they asked him about Dillian Whyte and him not getting his world title opportunity for X amount of days, or etc, etc. And Frank Warren, he responded by saying, well, Dillian Whyte has no one to blame but himself. All he's got to do is look in the mirror. After 2.5 years layoff and 2 can fights for Tyson Fury, they got him a world title fight against Deontay Wilder. So what he's trying to say here is that Frank Warren, he managed to maneuver and this, that and the other and get Tyson Fury a world title opportunity against Deontay Wilder. Frank, you are too old to be lying now. Let's be honest about it. Now, anybody who follows boxing, you will know exactly what it is that I'm going to be telling you. And it's the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the damn truth. Which is Tyson Fury got the Deontay Wilder fight. Frank Warren had nothing to do with it. Tyson Fury got the Deontay Wilder fight. Because after 2.5 years layoff, Tyson Fury, he took on Fury, the second best cruiserweight from Albania. He beat him, and before he was about to fight Francisco Pianeta, he said to Deontay Wilder, forget about this whole AJ negotiations and what have you, I'll fight you. And Deontay Wilder went, yeah, okay. Where in truth, and even Tyson Fury said this, John Fury said this, Shane Fury said this, that Wilder looked at Tyson Fury and thought, easy payday, I'll finally get a good name on my resume, he's easy work. After all that time out of the ring, he didn't look great against Fury, let's get it on, easy work. They overlooked Fury. Fury then took on Pianeta, then afterward went to Los Angeles, and let's be honest, he beat Deontay Wilder, but he got screwed to a draw by the judges. So it wasn't Frank Warren who got that fight. It was Tyson Fury. And it was a voluntary defense. So they didn't maneuver Tyson Fury into the rankings to become the #1 or the mandatory challenger. Not at all. It was a voluntary defense. And again, when Wilder accepted Tyson Fury's challenge, Tyson Fury wasn't even ranked in the top 15 of the WBC, which is against protocol. Let's be real about it. It's against protocol. But because Deontay Wilder accepted the challenge, they then ranked Tyson Fury. I think it was at number 6 or number 7 or something like that. Just so Wilder can give him a voluntary defense. So Frank, just be truthful about it. Be truthful about it. Wilder, he was negotiating with Anthony Joshua. Joshua put in multiple offers for career high paydays, this, that and the other for undisputed. Wilder was doing everything that he could to not fight Anthony Joshua. Again, facts, there are receipts for all of this. And then he saw Tyson Fury as easy work. That's why Tyson Fury got a world title fight. It had nothing to do with Frank Warren. So even if Dillian Whyte was with Frank Warren, it wouldn't have made any difference. Now, people want to say how, well, Dillian Whyte, he should have took on Luis Ortiz. And I'm sure that there's going to be comments already. If you're still talking about Luis Ortiz, you're a moron. The WBC ordered Dillian Whyte versus Luis Ortiz for the secondary mandatory position. Secondary mandatory. So even if Dillian Whyte had took that fight, it was for the secondary mandatory position because Donald Brazil was already the mandatory, which meant that Dillian Whyte would still be in the same position as what he is right now had he beaten Luis Ortiz. But again, let's go one step further here. Dillian Whyte, he said to Wilder, because Wilder, he was saying how, you fight Luis Ortiz, you guarantee me next, you got my word for it. Dillian Whyte sent him a message and said, right, if I fight Luis Ortiz, and I'll do one better, I'll knock him out. If I knock out Luis Ortiz, you fight me next. Nobody else, you fight me next. I want your word. I want a guarantee. I want you to sign something to say that you will fight me next, as you said that you would. Wilder then responded to Dillian Whyte, I ain't going to do nothing, and I'm going to freeze you out for 2 years. Fact. So again, even though all that happened, Dillian Whyte still said to Luis Ortiz, I tell you what, let's fight. You, me, O2 Arena, pay-per-view. This is at the time when Dillian Whyte was negotiating with Derek Chisora for the rematch. We know Eddie Hearn wanted that fight more than anything else due to the money and the pay-per-view buys and everything that fight was going to do, of course. And I know that because I spoke with Eddie Hearn about it face-to-face, and that's what he told me. But Dillian Whyte still said to Luis Ortiz, let's fight, because Derek Chisora was playing hardball with the negotiations because David Haye had just come on the team. Luis Ortiz responded with, no, I don't want to fight you on pay-per-view at the O2 Arena. I want to go fight Travis Kaufman on the Wilder Fury undercard in Los Angeles. Fact. Fact. So again, let's not talk about Luis Ortiz. Of course, we're talking about WBC, whole situation. So Frank Warren, you're far too old to be lying now. You're too old to be doing this. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. That's what happened. That Tyson Fury, he got the world title fight because Wilder was confident of beating Tyson Fury. That's why. It was a voluntary defense. You didn't maneuver Tyson Fury into any kind of position. Not at all. Dillian Whyte, he's been chasing Wilder for the longest time. Wilder didn't want to do it. The WBC helped Wilder not fight him. And now Tyson Fury's champion, what? Are you going to justify that Tyson Fury doesn't take on his mandatory in Dillian Whyte? Of course, Dillian Whyte is still going to get past Povetkin. No guarantees there. And Fury, he's still got to take on Wilder. Again, no guarantees there. But should both men win, they should be fighting each other. And again, let's be honest about it. Fury got a rematch with Deontay Wilder and turned it down. Originally, turned it down, went and fought Tom Schwartz, Otto Wallin, and then fought Wilder and absolutely obliterated him. And now they're going to be fighting again. So Fury Wilder 3 times, and Dillian Whyte hasn't even had not one opportunity. And again, let's not mention the whole Anthony Joshua thing, because that's got nothing to do with the WBC whatsoever. I've already covered that separately. So this is WBC. Frank Warren, stop your lying. Be honest about it. Tyson Fury got his opportunity against a world title against Deontay Wilder because Wilder saw him as easy pickings. Tyson said it himself, John Fury said it himself, Shane Fury said it himself, plus many other people said it, including Shelly Finkel, Deontay Wilder's manager, who after the fight said, we didn't think that Fury was actually going to be as good as what he was. That will tell you, that was a cherry pick that went wrong. Frank, be honest about things. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all in the next video.